Lynchburg College. I have Kelsey Trevison with me. She's a freshman attacker, and Lacey Sandoval, a sophomore attacker. So today we are going to talk about checking and the proper ways to check in women's lacrosse, and we're also going to talk about illegal ways to check. So what a check is, it's using your stick to get the ball from an opponent's stick. In women's lacrosse, you're only allowed to stick check, you're not allowed to body check. So you're only allowed to go for that ball if it's in someone else's stick. Another interesting rule in lacrosse, women's lacrosse, is that there's an imaginary sphere around every ball carrier's head. So a stick is not allowed to go in that 7-inch area. So that means you're only allowed to check away from that. So let's go ahead and demonstrate how to check. First of all, you need to have good 1v1 body positioning here. So go ahead and step a little bit closer. Perfect. So Lacey's in a good athletic stance. Her legs are bent and she's playing the body first. The next thing you need to check for is if that stick is in a presentable area. So if we look at Kelsey's imaginary sphere around her head, it's about this area. So you'll see that her stick is clearly outside of that. So that go ahead and offer itself as a presentable check. So next, we'll go ahead and look at Lacey's hand placement here. Her bottom hand is on the bottom of her stick, providing a great base, and her top hand is about halfway up her stick, and she's fully in control of her stick. Now it's a short, quick, precise motion. It's a quick movement. So we're not going to swing totally. It's a little chop right to hit this stick, and then the top hand is going to go ahead and push the stick where it needs to go. So that's on the head of the opponent's stick. As soon as that contact's made, you have to release the stick back to a neutral position. So you see Lacey went ahead and pushed her bottom hand through. So it's a top push and then a bottom push to go ahead and get yourself back in that good position. Go ahead and do it live, Lise. Beautiful, perfect. So you see, it wasn't necessarily hard, it wasn't that forceful, but it was precise enough to get the ball out of that opponent's stick. So with checking also, you need to make sure that you turn your stick differently. This is an advanced motion. So when you first want to get kids to start coming this way, so you see open face, but the next step is to turn your stick to the side, just like Lacey did here, to get a little more leverage. And you'll notice that Lacey is aiming for this top corner as opposed to hitting the whole entire stick there. So different types of illegal checks in women's lacrosse. The first one is an empty stick check. So you can go ahead and put the ball on the ground. Lacey's now going to go for the ball, and Kelsey's going to go ahead and empty stick check her. So go ahead, Lise. Good. So you see Kelsey prevented Lacey from going for that ball as opposed to just going for the possession herself. So that's a minor foul. It's not considered dangerous. So if a whistle were to blow there, Kelsey would be placed 4 meters away and not necessarily behind. The next illegal check we're going to talk about is across her body. So if Lacey has the ball in her stick in her left hand, and Kelsey has lost body positioning here, and this happens a lot in the midfield or if you're in the 8-meter. So she's to the side, she no longer has that good 1v1 in frontal body positioning, and she reaches across Lacey's body to go ahead for that stick. That's a major foul in which she'll get placed 4 meters behind. Another illegal check is a dangerous check, and that's something that happens in that 7-inch sphere, so close to the head. It's considered dangerous in a rough play. You also might see players who wind up big or follow through towards the ground. That's to the ref's discretion to decide what is dangerous. The last two we'll talk about are immediate cards, all right? So immediate yellow cards. The first one is a slash, and that's a reckless check. It's dangerous and it's uncontrolled. So sometimes people will go for it with one hand. You want to go ahead? There you go, good. So you see how that is, it looks dangerous, it looks scary, and it's not productive. So that's an immediate card. And then you'll notice if it's a hard swing, propelling motion, that player would be out for 2 minutes. And the last one is a check to the head. So like I said earlier, you're not allowed to check an opponent's body, you're only allowed to stick check. So even if it's incidental, accidental, if a stick hits an opponent's head or any parts of the body, they're also out for 2 minutes. So thank you so much for tuning in for checking. As you can see, there's a lot of factors and decisions that have to go into this, but effective checking can be great for a defense and can be also really helpful for your team.